Good morning, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Morosco of Spirited Practice, and welcome. So for today's practice, we are going to do kind of a deeper dive into the hips and everything around the hips. So I want you to make sure that you have some tennis balls, a couple blocks, and a strap. And then let's start in a comfortable seated position so that your spine is nice and long. As you settle in, some deep, smooth breaths. So breathing in, pulling the breath all the way down your torso to your pelvic floor. Using this as time to check in. How is my body today? Where is my mind at? And then how do you want to feel when we're done with our practice today? And so then when you're ready, you might set your intention, bow the head to the heart, heart to the earth. And we're going to release the hands onto the legs of the floor and start to make some little circles with your body. And a lot of times I like to start like this because it gives you lots of information about what's happening in your body. Especially like for me, I can feel it in my pelvis as I'm moving around, and then pause and go in the other direction a couple of times. And then we're going to stop for a moment. We're going to you're going to keep if you're sitting cross-legged, you're going to keep your left leg in and stretch that right leg out, or if you're in the other direction, it's okay. We're doing both sides. And then I want you to just point and flex that foot. Right, so notice as you do that if you feel anything, and if you do, where you feel it. And sometimes, because we're focusing on the glutes and the piriformis, the hips today, like notice as you have that leg out at an angle what you feel back here, right? And then we're going to keep the foot flexed, take the hands onto the leg and pivot your body towards that leg. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And just moving with your breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. And of course, as you're doing this, you're noticing where do you feel sensation, and even like where you don't feel any sensation. And one more time. And when you come up, we're going to bring that foot in and stretch out your other leg. And again, just start by pointing and flexing the foot. And again, notice the angle. And if you feel too much tension, bring your leg in a little bit so it's not as much of an angle. And we'll stop with the foot flexed, hands on the thigh. Gently twist your body towards that leg. Inhale, body up, exhale, body down. Do it one more time. And when you come up this time, now let's take both legs and we're going to put the bottoms of the feet together and have a big diamond here. So you're not trying to have your feet near your groin. Hands on the legs or the floor, wherever it's comfortable. Again, inhale, body up. Exhale, come forward. And one more time. Nice. And when you come up this time, we're going to take the feet flat, bend the knees, find your tennis balls, and we're going to start in front of your sit bone. So you lift up the leg, don't lift up your butt and sit on the tennis ball. And you're going to place those tennis balls there, and then straighten out your legs a little bit, and we're going to move the pelvis side to side or front to back. And you're feeling, like I can feel my hamstrings in that tennis ball as I'm moving. and bringing my pelvis slightly forward into the tennis balls, kind of loosen it up a little bit, no forcing here. And you might even like take your tennis balls out a little bit or bring them in a little bit and continue to do those same motions. And you're just breathing and noticing as you're here. Now we're going to take one of the tennis balls out. We're going to take the other one, and we're going to do this on both sides. So I want you to lift up one of your hips, and you're going to place, so you're not putting the tennis ball under the bone, right? You're going to place it right in the center of the glute. We're going to come down onto the side. Some of you might like to be on a block. And when I'm here, I'm using my elbow and this bottom leg and even this foot to help decide how much pressure goes into that tennis ball. And obviously, if it hurts, you're going to stop immediately. It's always so interesting to notice as we begin to go around what's happening in the body. Now, some of you, you're going to decide if this is right for you. We're going to take that tennis ball out a little bit and again, come down. So before we were right in the center of the glute, now we're moving towards the outside top part of the pelvis. And you're going to keep breathing. I just got you. No drinking and rolling. Now, and again, these are all choices, right? You're deciding what you want to do. Now we're going to take the tennis ball down the outside line, like your IT hand. Okay, so and there's not like a really graceful way to do this. You kind of take the tennis ball to the top of the hip. You're still over on your side, and then you're going to move that leg side to side. And then you can move your body or the tennis ball and work the tennis ball down the outside line of the leg. Can you feel that? And as you get closer to the knee, like gravity and the weight of your leg, it kind of works a little bit differently, so you have to just switch it up a little bit. So you're only going to get one side now.
I hope it's this side.
We'll do that side you need first. Okay, so, and remember when we're doing this sort of stuff, you work at your own pace, right? So we're going to move to the second side, and what you're going to do, so you lift up your butt a little bit, you're not going under the bone, you're going in the center of the glute, you're going to come over onto your side, and then you use your elbow, your bottom leg, and that other foot to help control how much weight is in that tennis ball. And you're breathing. So notice if you're holding your breath, like keep breathing, back off if you need to. It's not one of those things that the more pressure, the better, right? Now, again, moving from the center of the glute to the top of the pelvis or hip, and again, exploring, and you're breathing and noticing. I don't know about all of you, but like, there's big difference side to side in sensation and amount of pressure. Now, again, we're going to make our way down the outside line of the thigh. You're going to decide what's the easiest way for you to do that, controlling the placement of your leg and the tennis ball and how you're moving it. Still breathing, making your way towards the knee a little at a time. And again, you keep doing whatever you need to do for as long as you need to do it. I'm going to take both tennis balls out now, sit with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor, place the tennis balls at the low back, come into the tennis ball. So some of us get really tender back here, so you decide the placement of the tennis balls and how far into the tennis balls you come, right? And then moving the knees side to side or the hips front to back. How are everybody's knees today? Good, because I want to do some stuff on them.
The knee,
So the blanket, it's okay.
it's a little swollen.
All right, so when you feel like you've worked that low back enough, now I just want you to take your hands, you're gonna quickly massage your feet and move from the ankles up the legs. You're using your fingertips, doing all the different, front, sides, backs, all the way up to the hip. And then do the same thing on the second side. And we do this for a little bit of stimulation, right? So that kind of waking everything up, getting it on board. So massaging the feet, using your fingertips, whatever pressure feels good. Getting front, the sides, and the backs, both legs. And then, when you're ready, we're going to keep one leg straight and we're going to reach for the flexed ankle and hold on to the knee and just carefully move that leg side to side. Again, always looking for information. Still breathing. And then you're going to turn that foot, same leg, foot forward, maybe take one arm and wrap it underneath. We're going to press that knee back, right? So you're taking the knee just outside of your shoulder. So front to back, we were just going side to side. Now we're going front to back. And we'll set that foot on the floor and then we'll do the same thing on the second side. So you're holding the ankle of the flexed foot or the heel and the knee and moving side to side. And I like to think about this as like lubricating the joint, right? We move the joints to help generate that fluid that kind of starts to dissipate after 25, which some of us are over.
Must be told right.
No, because you keep moving. Now, again, you're going to take that foot forward and move that knee front to back. You're still breathing. And I know it's a little bit awkward. We're just trying to get that motion of front to back.
Well, this is a good stretching.
Now, when you start to feel like you're done with that, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees, and we're going to be here for a little bit, so I definitely suggest putting a blanket, making sure there's no bumps in it, putting it under your knees, and the hands, about shoulder distance, apart, slightly in front of your shoulders, knees about hip distance. And we're going to, and you decide if you want your toes turned under, if you're on your top of your feet. Sometimes I like the toes turned under for stability. We're going to take that right leg behind us and flex it. And the movement is going to be inhale, lift up, exhale, bring the head towards the knee. Inhale, extend, exhale, come in. And there's no rush here, right? You're moving with your breath, you're exploring how things feel. One more time. And then we're going to place that knee down. We're going to do the second side. So you start with the leg extended, foot flexed. Inhale as you reach towards the sky. Exhale, head and knees towards your breath. One more. And then we're gonna place that knee on the ground. Now you're gonna take one, let's do the right leg. We're gonna take it out to the side and you're gonna make circles with that knee. Right. Pause and go in the other direction. And an option, if it doesn't work being on your wrist, you can be on your forearms. You can have blocks under your hands. We're gonna take that knee down, second side. So again, making circles, still breathing. After a few times, switching in the other direction. I know it gets tiring, so we're gonna pause for a moment, and you're gonna inhale here at a flat back, exhale, let that back round and come towards child's pose. Inhale up, exhale down. Just noticing as you move what's happening in your back, in your shoulders, in your hips. Is your breath still moving smoothly? Do you still breathe as deeply as when we aren't moving? Now, next time you come up, we're going to pause again. I'm not sure how this will look on video, but we're going to try it. We're going to take the left leg out. We're going to flex that foot, and you're going to bring it to the side. So the movement is out to the side and back to neutral. And we're going to do it one more time. And then you're going to come back to the center. And we're going to do the second side. So again, the leg comes out to the back. And then you bring it out to the side. Still breathing. Even noticing how like your leg feels as you bring it out to the side. One more time. And then coming back to the center. And this time we're going to turn the toes underneath. We're going to give our legs a little bit of a break for a moment. And you might have a block in front of you, or you might come down to the floor. It's going to depend what feels good in your body. We're going to inhale both those arms up in line with our ears. Exhale, hands come on to the low back, forehead towards the ground of the block. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. And I like the toes turned under to help maintain some stability, because if I'm on the tops of my feet, it might feel like I'm gonna roll forward. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now when we're down here, you're gonna release your hands from your back. We're gonna slide them out in front and come up onto the fingertips. And here you may want to get rid of your block or keep it there. So you're reaching your hips towards your heels, the forehead towards the ground, fingertips into the ground, and wrists towards the sky. Still breathing long, smooth breaths. And then we're going to carefully walk those hands in. We're going to step forward with our right foot. And you can have blocks towards the front, or you can have your hands on the ground, whatever feels more expansive to you. And you want to make sure that back knee is behind your hip. How's that feel in the hips? Okay? All right. Now, one of the things I want you to look at, so sometimes our hands get tired when we're doing stuff like what we've been doing. Notice I want most of your weight in your legs. So your hands are here to balance us and make us not fall over, but your weight is in your legs. That makes sense? All right, now from here, we're gonna walk the hands, blocks back if you're using them. Your hips stay over your knee, not coming down to your butt. We're gonna straighten the leg. And then we're gonna point and flex that foot in front. So you're just pointing and flexing the foot, noticing what happens in the back of the leg as you do so. Then we're going to keep the foot flexed. Inhale, body up. Exhale towards your leg. Inhale, body up. Exhale towards the leg. Your elbows most likely will bend as you come forward. One more time. And then carefully, let's bend that knee and step that foot back. We'll take the other foot forward. And again, take a moment to get yourself set up. Knee over the ankle, hands on the floor or on some blocks, back knee behind your hip. You're staying here for a couple of breaths. Again, weight in your feet so your hands are there for balance. And you're breathing. And again, when you feel ready, like you might want to stay another breath or two. But when you're ready, we're going to straighten out the front leg. Bring your blocks back if you're using them. And we're going to point and flex the foot. And again, your hips are over your knee, not sitting on your heel. So how's that feel? Like in your calf, your soleus, which is right under the calf, your Achilles, as you're moving, just pointing and flexing the foot. Then we're going to keep the foot flexed. Inhale, body up. Exhale, come towards that straight leg. One more time. Right. Now we're going to bend that front leg and step your back foot forward. Now we're in our forward bend. We'll bring the hands onto the legs. Inhale, body halfway up. Exhale more deeply into your forward bend. And on this next inhale, let's come all the way up. We'll take a moment to make sure that we're not dizzy. Roll through your shoulders. And then we're going to find a tennis ball. And just for a moment, roll your feet a little bit. As you all know, I can't get through class without rolling my feet on some tennis balls. So again, looking for information, like I'm noticing some interesting spots, like right in the center of my foot today. Now we're going to switch sides. So you're still breathing, you're noticing how your body's feeling. This is also a great time to kind of check in with your balance a little bit, even though it wouldn't be like considered a balance pose. So we're going to set those tennis balls off to the side. And for this next little batch, you might like to use, a chair or the wall, or you can be out in the center of the room. You're going to take the weight into the left leg, flex the right foot, and your hands can be wherever they help you balance the most. We're just going to lift that leg up. And you're noticing the outside of that hip. Right? And next time the foot comes to the ground, we're going to shift the weight into the right foot, and again, flex that left leg and start to extend the leg. And try not to throw your body off to the side. Ooh, just as I say that, I lose my balance. One more time. And you're going to bring that foot in. Feel your feet on the ground. I just want you to roll from heel to toe. It's okay if the knees bend. All right, you're going to add in some arms. So if it's safe and comfortable on the inhale, we're going to come up onto the toes, take your arms up to a comfortable place, exhale down. And moving with your breath. One more time. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. And again, possibly coming towards each other or connecting overhead. And one of the things, because I'm looking at some of your feet, notice how you use your feet on the ground. So notice, like, do your big toes come up? Do your little toes come up? Does one side of one foot come up? We're gonna do it one more time. And next time you come down, one more time, roll through those shoulders and shake out your arms a little bit. All right, then we're gonna bring our arms up and make like cacti. And let's bring the elbows, forearms, and palms towards one another. So you're pressing in towards the center and then lifting up those fingertips. You're gonna take your weight into the right foot and lift up your left knee. Continue to press into the center, and we're gonna take it down. Oh, that's too much to think about. Second side. Find your focus. Sometimes it's harder to focus when you have your hands in front of your face. Release those arms, take them down, shake them out. Now, weight is going to be in the right foot again. You're going to lift up that left leg. And this time, you can have your hands on your hips or out to the sides, overhead, whatever feels comfortable. The leg is the guide, right? So you're going to take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift that leg, and as the leg comes up, your body starts to come forward. Keep breathing, and then on an inhale, we're going to come up, place the left foot on the ground, weight into the left foot, take a nice big breath. Again, figure out where your hands are going to be, lift the right leg, nice big inhale, and as you exhale, leg guides the body. Keep breathing. Again, when you're ready, on an inhale, come on up, place that foot on the ground. We're going to keep our hands on our thighs, and as we come down towards chair position, I want you to push the heels of your hands into that space between where your body and leg connect. So inhale, body up, exhale, come down into your chair and push with the heels of the hands, almost like you're trying to separate that muscle from the bone. Inhale up, exhale down. Also, I want you to notice, it's a lot to think about, but as you're coming down, using your core muscles to help support you here so your back is not taking the brunt, or your knees, right? You're using your core to support you as you come down. I can feel my temperature go right up as we do this. One more time. Now this time when we come down, we're going to hold the position, but you're going to keep breathing, right? You're pressing with the heels of your hands, you feel the feet on the ground, your core is engaged. We're going to shift possibly forward onto the toes and lift the heels. Keep breathing, and if the heels come down, that's fine, or if you don't lift it, that's fine. On an exhale, we're going to take those heels down, slide down into your forward bend, and then again, using your hands on the floor or the block, we're going to walk the hands over to the left, reach your hips over to the right. Keep your feet grounded. Keep breathing. Come through the center. And then we'll take the second side. So hands are to the right, hips are to the left. Long, smooth breaths. Again, shifting through the center. And again, some of you might want blocks under your hands here. We're going to center the left foot and stretch up the right leg. The foot is flexed. Now, just like we did when we were on our knees, we're going to inhale, lift up your head a little bit and the leg. Exhale, bring the head and the knee towards one another. Inhale, extend. Exhale, head towards the knee. And some of you might prefer this one, or you might prefer the one on the knees, or neither, or both. You're just noticing. Now, next time the knee comes in, We're gonna place it on the floor and center your right foot. Extend the left leg. Foot is flexed again on the inhale. The leg and head lift just a little bit. Exhale, head and knee towards one another. Moving with your breath, no rushing. Last time, and again, as that foot comes down, now we'll bring our feet so that they're about hip width apart. Take your hands onto your legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale into your forward bend. And next time you slide all the way up, again, you're going to take a moment to make sure you're not dizzy. And then you're going to find your strap. And if you're at home, you can use a long sleeve shirt, a scarf, a belt, a sock, whatever works. And you're going to take that strap behind you so that your hands are about shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider apart. You're going to add a little bit of tension to the strap. And you're going to keep your body upright. We're going to inhale, arms up, exhale down. Just moving through your arms with your breath. Feeling your feet on the ground. One more time. And now we're going to keep the strap at the low back. Inhale, body up. Exhale into your forward bend. Inhale, take the strap away. Exhale, strap to the low back. Press your feet into the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, extend that strap. Exhale, strap to the low back. Press your feet into the ground. As you inhale, come up. Last time. Inhale, body up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, strap to the low back. Press the feet into the ground. Inhale, come up. And of course, if at any point you get dizzy, just pause for a moment, breathe, find your space. Now let's bring that strap in front. And we're going to take the strap into the right hand. And we're going to bend that elbow up towards the sky. So this elbow is pointing up. And then you're going to take your left hand and find the strap and walk your hands towards one another. And you want it so that there's some tension, but that there's no pain, right? Now, stay with me here. And you're only going to do this if it's safe, right? You're going to take your weight into the right foot and you're going to come up onto the left toes. Right? And then, only if it feels safe, you're going to lift that knee up. Bring it down. And then we're going to switch hands. So you're going to grab onto the strap with your left hand, elbow up, walk that right hand up, find a comfortable place for your arms to be, and take a breath or two in this position before you do anything else. And then the weight comes into your left leg, and you come up onto the right toes. And sometimes this is enough, right? And if it feels inviting, you're going to lift up that knee. Keep the tension on your strap, keep breathing, and then we're going to bring that foot down. Release both hands, roll through the shoulders. Everybody's okay, still with me? All right, now, we're gonna use the strap still, so don't put it away yet. So you're gonna have your weight in your left foot, and we're going to place the strap on the padded part of your foot. So that's the part just under your toes. You're not in the middle of your arch, right? And then, and again, some of you might want to make your way to a chair or a wall. We're going to walk that leg up to hip height. And I know some of you can probably bring it higher, but we're going to go as high as our hip. And then you're going to bring that leg out to the side. It's an exploration because we're going to come back to the center and bring it out again. So you're only going to a place that feels really comfortable. One more time. And back to the center and down. Now before we do the second side, I want you to bring your hands onto your thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, halfway down. And this, again, giving us information because, you know, we're working a lot with the hips and the low back. You're checking in, making sure everything feels good as we come back to our center. Then we're going to do the second side. So weight in the right foot, strap on the padded part of your left foot. You're going to start to walk that leg up. And I like to walk my arm down the strap so that my elbow is straight. I have more control that way. And then again, you're going to bring the leg out to the side just a little bit and back to the center. So finding that place that works for you. Last time. When you come back to the center, take your foot down, take the strap off, hands onto your thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, halfway down. Last time in our half forward bend, our Uttanasana, and we are going to now make our way down to the ground. And I want to come into a squat. So you could have a rolled blanket under your heels, or you could have a block under your butt. You can have your feet wide, toes turned out, whatever is comfortable. And then you're going to bring your hands to the forehead or the heart center, looking for a place of comfort. Your back is rounded, letting any tension slide down your back and into the earth. Long, smooth breaths. And then when you're ready in your own time, you're going to carefully get yourself down onto the floor and stretch your legs into a wide angle. And when I say wide angle, right, like we don't want it to be pulling too much on the groin. And one of the things I notice, if the legs get too far apart, our feet tend to drop in. So make sure that you can point your toes up towards the sky. And then we're going to bring both feet in, and this time we're bringing them closer to our groin. And we're going to hold on to them. I think most of you have done this before. You're going to hold on to your leg wherever it's comfortable. Thigh, knee, ankle, foot. And we're going to stretch the right leg out to the side. And then bring it in. And we're going to stay with that same foot 3 times. Just extend the leg and bring it in. You're still breathing, your body's upright, you're noticing your balance on your sit bones. When that foot comes down, we're going to do the second side. Again, extend and bring it in. You get so much information off of something that appears so easy, right? Now, this next time, you're going to make sure you don't have anything dangerous behind you, like a bookcase, and you're going to possibly lift your feet up off the ground. Now, if it's more comfortable, you can, for this whole time, keep your feet on the ground, right? And again, you're going to extend one leg and bring it in. And obviously, if you feel like you're going to fall back, make sure you round your back so that you roll. One more time. And then switch to the second side. Then if you want to try something really interesting, you can extend both legs. No forcing. Legs come together. Bend those knees, feet come down. Now stay with me. Woo. Okay, so from here, we are going to carefully make our way onto our back. And what I want you to have close by, I'm not sure yet what we're going to do. I want you to have a block and your strap and a blanket close by, just in case. So you're going to get yourself safely onto your back body. And what's nice about this position, which we do quite often in yoga, I want you to notice as you're laying down, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor. I want you to feel into your pelvis on the floor and how it feels. And And then we're gonna walk the feet out as wide as your mat. Your arms might be out to the sides to help with balance. And you're gonna move one leg at a time. We're gonna take the right knee towards the floor to the center, and then lift the right knee up. And then take the left knee in. So when I take my left knee in, my right knee is still pointing up towards the sky. So one knee at a time, coming in towards the center. Noticing, and the reason I like to do it slowly and one leg at a time is because I can really tell what's happening in my body as I move that one leg. One more time on each side. And then we'll walk those feet back so that they're hip width apart. And we're going to cross at the ankle, the right ankle over the left knee. And then using your muscles, not your hands, you're pressing that right knee away from the body, right? So you're just helping to keep the front of this hip flexor open a little bit. And then we're going to possibly lift that left foot off of the ground and keep, so both feet are flexed, the lower leg on your left leg is parallel to the floor, and isometrically you're pressing ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle, so you're using your core here as well. And then we're going to, if possible, take one hand on the outside of the right knee and one hand on the flexed right foot. And then using your hands and your legs, you're going to inhale, leg away from the body, exhale, the right leg comes towards the body, and you still maintain that little dance of ankle, right ankle into left thigh. Inhale, leg away, exhale, leg towards the body. One more time. And then very carefully, we'll bring that left foot down to the floor, uncross the right leg. Before we move to the second side, we're going to inhale, body, knees, face pointing towards the sky. Exhale, turn your head and knees to opposite directions, just moving a little bit, not going for your deepest move here. Head in one direction, knees in the other. And next time you come back to the center, we're going to lift up that flexed left ankle and place it over the right thigh. And again, using your muscles, pressing that left knee away from the body, starting to press your left ankle into the thigh, thigh into ankle. We're going to carefully lift up your right foot, lower leg parallel to the floor, foot flexed, still breathing. You have that little dance happening, ankle, thigh. And then possibly taking the left hand to the outside of the knee, the right hand to the flexed left foot, and you press in towards the center. Again, looking for a little bit of stability. Inhale, legs away from the body. Exhale, in towards the body. Moving with your breath. And for some of us, it's a teeny tiny movement, or like imperceptible movement. For some of us, it's a little bit bigger. But making sure, however you're moving, that it's what works for your body. One more time. And again, as you're ready to release, we let the hands go. Carefully bring that foot to the floor. Uncross the legs. Take the feet about hip width apart. Stretch your arms out on the ground. And now, if you want to do a deeper twist, go ahead and do that. Inhale, knees and head to the center. Exhale, in opposite directions with the heads and knees. Not that you have multiple. Okay, inhale back to the center and exhale. And some of you may find that holding the positions for a couple of breaths suits your body better. Remember that you're always making the practice work for your body. You don't try to fit yourself into the pose. So next time we come back to the center, one at a time, let's bring the knees in towards the chest, hug them in, and you might move side to side or take your knees in a circular motion, whatever feels best on the back of your pelvis. Here, you're gonna carefully bring your feet down to the floor and let's bring in the right knee. The foot is flexed, and we did this on our knees before, but now we're doing it on our back body. I just want you to take that leg into a nice big circle, holding on to the knee a couple of times in each direction. And then the second side, so carefully take that right foot to the floor, bring in the left knee, and again, some nice big circles. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit looser than when we first started. Don't forget to switch directions. And then we're going to have our knees and ankles touching with the knees bent, arms at your sides. Inhale, arms come up overhead, knees open out to the sides, bottom feet come together. Exhale, knees together, arms come down. Moving at the rate of your breath. And if it doesn't work moving your arms like this while we're here, just move the knees, opening on the inhale, closing the knees back together on the exhale. Now, when you feel complete with that, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself if there's anything else that you need to do before making your way into Savasana. And I know I had you gather all those props before we laid down, but then we didn't use them, and that's okay. So I want you to think about what would feel really good in your body, and you're going to go ahead and do that. And then when you're ready, you're going to get yourself set up for Savasana. So as you start to get ready to move into Shavasana, thinking about what position would allow you to move to a quiet place where you feel completely supported. So using whatever props you have, having your legs lifted or your torso slightly lifted, what would feel really good right now? Yeah, you may want to put on sweatshirts or socks or put a blanket over you. As you settle, inviting your body to soften, your mind to soften with each exhale. Allowing yourself to be completely supported by the ground beneath you. So, as you start to come back to your breath, your body, take a moment to notice how your body feels. I love that chant. It's a chant to the moon, and the moon's ability to shine moonlight upon the herbs and infuse them with all sorts of goodness. Even though tonight is a new moon, so it's actually dark, but it's still there. So when you're ready, starting to make those thoughtful movements, stretching, wiggling, moving whatever way feels good to eventually bring yourself to a comfortable seated position. And I don't say this often, but I do it a lot. And when you sit cross-legged, we will just automatically sit with the same cross of our legs. So when you sit up and cross your legs, notice which leg is in front, and then just for the next few moments, switch your legs. Take the other leg in front because it's asymmetrical, and especially because we're working on our hips today, noticing that, and it will feel a little bit awkward when we switch the cross of our legs, but it's important to do that so that you're stretching your hip flexors evenly, and most of us always sit the same way. All right, so let's just take a couple of, put your hands on your body or keep them where it's comfortable, and 3 long, smooth breaths, inhaling nose, chest, belly, exhaling belly, chest, nose. And then maybe setting your intention for the rest of the day. What do you have going on? Like, after you notice how your body's feeling, how do you want to move through the rest of your day? And when you're ready, let's inhale both arms up towards the sky. Exhale the sound Q to the heart. Inhaling, arms out to the sides, palms open. Exhaling, ah to the heart. Ah. Inhaling, scooping up around and up from the earth, the sound of Om to the heart. Om. So I thank all of you for being here. I thank my teachers, past and present, and I acknowledge and honor friends that I live. Namaste.
Namaste.